Now are today's top headlines. Israel has announced a significant expansion of its military operations in the Gaza Strip, aiming to seize large areas of land and establish new security zones. This move includes orders for the evacuation of local population from targeted regions. Amid political turmoil following President Yoon Suk-yeol's impeachment over a failed martial law attempt, South Korea's acting President Han Duck-soo has urged calm and stability. Han reassured international allies, particularly the U.S., that South Korea's policies remain unchanged. During a high-level visit to Moscow, Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi reaffirmed China's unwavering strategic partnership with Russia, declaring they are friends forever, never enemies. His remarks emphasized deep-rooted political trust, economic cooperation, and shared global interests. Amid rising tensions over Iran's nuclear program, the U.S. and Israel appear to be preparing for a possible military strike against Tehran's nuclear facilities. American forces have increased their presence in the region, deploying warplanes and naval assets, while Israel has intensified its intelligence operations. A mix-up between two individuals with similar names has caused confusion in the Philippines, with many mistakenly identifying horror fiction author Nicholas Kaufman as a lead lawyer for former President Rodrigo Duterte in his International Criminal Court (ICC) proceedings. Val Kilmer, the iconic actor best known for his roles in Top Gun, Batman Forever, and The Doors, has tragically passed away at the age of 65 on April 1st, 2025, due to complication from pneumonia. Good morning. You're watching World Bulletin, bringing you the latest headlines from around the world. From global affairs to economic shifts, we've got you covered. Here's something interesting. Did you know bananas are berries, but strawberries aren't? Botanically, berries must have seeds inside the flesh. Now, let's get into today's top stories.
Good morning. Israel has announced a significant expansion of its military operations in the Gaza Strip, aiming to seize large areas of land and establish new security zones. This move includes orders for the evacuation of local populations from targeted regions. Defense Minister Israel Katz stated that the Israeli Defense Forces (IDF) will intensify operations across Gaza, with a focus on dismantling Hamas infrastructure and securing territories deemed strategic for Israel's security. The IDF has issued evacuation warnings to residents in these areas, urging them to relocate to designated zones to minimize civilian casualties. The United Nations and various humanitarian organizations have expressed deep concern over the forced evacuations, citing violations of international law. The UN Human Rights Office highlighted that these evacuations do not meet the requirements set by international humanitarian law, emphasizing the lack of adequate provisions for displaced populations. The intensified military actions have led to significant casualties among Palestinians, including women and children. The health ministry in Gaza reported numerous deaths and injuries resulting from the ongoing strikes. The humanitarian situation is deteriorating, with concerns about access to essential services and shelter for the displaced populations. Amid the escalation, Israel proposed an extended truce to facilitate the return of hostages held by Hamas. This proposal involves releasing a portion of the remaining hostages during a 40 to 50-day truce. However, negotiations have faced challenges, particularly over disagreements regarding Gaza's post-war governance and the role of Hamas. The expansion of military operations in Gaza has broader regional implications, with Israel also conducting operations in southern Lebanon and Syria. Additionally, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's recent visit to Hungary, despite an International Criminal Court arrest warrant for alleged war crimes in Gaza, has drawn international attention and criticism. In the wake of President Yoon Suk-yeol's impeachment and suspension over a failed martial law declaration, South Korea's acting president and prime minister, Han Duck-soo, has called for national unity and stability. He emphasized the government's commitment to swiftly stabilizing state affairs in alignment with the people's will. Han engaged in a phone conversation with U.S. President Joe Biden, assuring that South Korea's foreign and security policies would continue without disruption. Both leaders underscored the strength of the U.S.-South Korea alliance and their dedication to its ongoing development. The main opposition party, led by Lee Jae-myung, has opted not to pursue impeachment proceedings against Han, aiming to prevent further confusion in national governance. Lee highlighted the importance of addressing economic challenges, particularly the decline in domestic consumption, and proposed discussions on a supplementary budget to support small businesses and investments in sectors like artificial intelligence and infrastructure. President Yoon faces potential charges, including insurrection and abuse of authority, related to his attempted martial law declaration. He did not comply with a summons for questioning, prompting prosecutors to consider further action. Financial markets have shown cautious optimism, with South Korean shares rising amid hopes of easing political uncertainty. Financial authorities have pledged to take necessary measures to stabilize markets, and the finance minister plans to announce an economic policy plan by year's end. Public response has been polarized, with large-scale demonstrations both supporting and opposing President Yoon's impeachment. Approximately 200,000 protesters gathered outside the National Assembly advocating for his removal, while smaller groups demonstrated in his favor. Acting President Han Duck-soo's calls for unity and stability are pivotal as South Korea navigates this complex political landscape. The administration's focus remains on maintaining domestic stability, reassuring international partners, and addressing economic challenges during this transitional period. Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi, during his recent visit to Moscow, reaffirmed the enduring and strategic partnership between China and Russia, declaring that both nations are friends forever, never enemies. Wang emphasized the significance of the China-Russia relationship, highlighting its foundation on mutual trust and strategic coordination. He noted that this partnership serves as a model for major country relations, characterized by non-alliance, non-confrontation, and non-targeting of any third party. In his discussions with Russian officials, Wang addressed the evolving international landscape, underscoring the importance of China and Russia strengthening their coordination in global and regional matters. This collaboration aims to promote multipolarity and the democratization of international relations, ensuring global strategic balance and stability. Regarding the Ukraine conflict, Wang reiterated China's commitment to an impartial and fair position. He advocated for dialogue and negotiation as means to achieve a political resolution, emphasizing that China will continue to play a constructive role in facilitating peace talks. The visit also highlighted the robust economic ties between the two nations, with bilateral trade reaching new heights and energy cooperation progressing steadily. Both sides expressed a commitment to further enhancing their comprehensive strategic partnership, reflecting a shared vision for long-term collaboration. Wang Yi's visit to Moscow and his reaffirmation of the friends forever, never enemies sentiment underscore the deep-rooted and resilient nature of China-Russia relations. Amid global uncertainties, both nations appear determined to strengthen their partnership, emphasizing mutual respect, strategic coordination, and a shared commitment to global stability. Amid escalating tensions over Iran's nuclear ambitions, recent developments suggest that the United States and Israel are contemplating significant military actions to curb Tehran's nuclear capabilities. The U.S. has notably increased its military presence in the Middle East, deploying advanced assets such as B-2 stealth bombers, F-35 jets, and additional naval forces. This buildup is interpreted as a strategic move to deter Iran and signal readiness for potential military interventions. Concurrently, diplomatic channels remain active. France recently convened a Ray Defense Cabinet meeting to address the Iranian nuclear issue, reflecting European apprehension about possible US and Israeli military actions. European leaders are advocating for renewed negotiations to prevent further escalation. Iran has issued stern warnings against any military strikes on its nuclear facilities, cautioning that such actions could lead to widespread conflict in the region. An advisor to Iran's supreme leader indicated that, in the event of an attack, Iran might reconsider its nuclear posture, potentially pursuing weaponization. U.S. intelligence assessments have highlighted Iran's advancements in nuclear research, suggesting that Tehran is now better positioned to develop nuclear weapons if it chooses to do so. However, there is no definitive evidence that Iran has made the decision to pursue weaponization at this time. While military preparations by the U.S. and Israel indicate a heightened state of readiness, and diplomatic efforts continue to seek peaceful resolutions, the situation remains fluid. The potential for a significant military strike exists, but definitive actions will likely depend on ongoing diplomatic engagements and Iran's responsiveness to international concerns regarding its nuclear program. A recent mix-up has led many Filipinos to mistakenly identify American horror fiction author Nicholas Kaufman as British-Israeli lawyer Nicholas Kaufman, who serves as the lead counsel for former Philippine President Rodrigo Duterte in his International Criminal Court, ICC, proceedings. Nicholas Kaufman, known for his contributions to horror and suspense literature, has received numerous messages from both supporters and critics of Duterte, confusing him with Kaufman, Duterte's legal representative. The key distinction lies in the spelling of their last names, Kaufman with 2 N's for the author, and Kaufman with 1 N for the lawyer. Nicholas Kaufman is a critically acclaimed American author specializing in horror and suspense genres. He has been nominated for prestigious awards such as the Bram Stoker Award, Thriller Award, and Shirley Jackson Award. Wikipedia. His bibliography includes several novels and short stories that have garnered positive reviews from readers and critics alike. On March 14, 2025, former President Rodrigo Duterte appointed British-Israeli lawyer Nicholas Kaufman as his lead counsel for the ICC proceedings concerning alleged crimes against humanity during Duterte's anti-drug campaign. The ICC confirmed Kaufman's appointment on March 17, 2025. Kaufman has an extensive background in international criminal law, having represented high-profile clients such as former Democratic Republic of Congo Vice President Jean-Pierre Bemba and former Central African Republic Minister Maxime Mukum. The confusion between Nicholas Kaufman and Nicholas Kaufman highlights the importance of accurate name spelling, especially when individuals share similar names but are involved in vastly different fields. While Kaufman contributes to the literary world, Kaufman plays a significant role in international legal proceedings. To avoid further confusion, it's essential to note the spelling differences. Kaufman refers to the American author, and Kaufman refers to the British-Israeli lawyer representing Duterte. This distinction ensures that communications are directed appropriately to the intended individual.
Val Kilmer, the acclaimed actor known for his roles in Top Gun, Batman Forever, and The Doors, passed away on April 1st, 2025, at the age of 65 due to pneumonia. Kilmer gained prominence with a portrayal of Tom Iceman Kazansky in the 1986 film Top Gun, starring alongside Tom Cruise. He delivered memorable performances as Jim Morrison in The Doors, 1991, and as Batman in Batman Forever, 1995. Throughout his career, Kilmer showcases versatility in films such as Willow, 1988, Heat, 1995, and Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, 2005. In 2014, Kilmer was diagnosed with throat cancer, leading to treatments that affected his vocal cords. By 2017, he announced he was healing from cancer, but continued to face health challenges, including a tracheotomy that impacted his speech. Kilmer was scheduled to attend the Beverly Hills Film Festival on April 1st, 2025, for the documentary American Badass, a Michael Madsen retrospective. He passed away that evening in Los Angeles, surrounded by family and friends. Kilmer's dynamic performances left a lasting impression on Hollywood, with colleagues and fans mourning his loss. He is survived by his children, Mercedes and Jack, from his marriage to actress Joanne Worley. Val Kilmer's contributions to cinema and his enduring characters will be remembered by audiences and the film industry alike. Man, I can't believe it. Val Kilmer is gone. Iceman, Batman, Jim Morrison. The guy was a legend.
He was in so many classics. And after everything he went through with cancer, it's just really sad.
Yeah, but his legacy is solid. People will be watching Top Gun at the doors for decades.
And while we're mourning Kilmer, the world feels like it's on edge again. That whole US-Israel plan to hit Iran's nuclear program, things are heating up fast.
Yeah, that's a disaster waiting to happen. If they go through with it, things could escalate fast, and not just in the Middle East. This could drag in other countries and turn into something way bigger.
It's like we're watching history unfold in real time and not in a good way.
Losing a Hollywood icon is one thing, but waking up to a full-blown conflict, that's a whole other level of bad news. Let's just hope someone pulls the brakes before this gets out of control. And that wraps up our coverage for today. For more updates, click the subscribe button. Thank you for watching World Bulletin by VNC Broadcast. I'm James Hayes.
And I'm Sophia Blair. And we'll see you next time with more headlines that matter. Until then, keep watching, keep questioning, stay informed.